Hello friends, welcome to UDLCC support channel once again. In this video, we will discuss about database recovery using MySQL. This is part 4 of backup and recovery series. If you did not watch our previous videos, then I would request you to first watch those videos for better understanding. Also, I would like to request you kindly subscribe, like and share the videos to your like-minded friends so that they also get benefited. So now let's discuss about database recovery methods using MySQL without further delay. So friends, as you can see on the screen, we have left and a right window. So in the left window, we'll discuss some theoretical part of database recovery methods, because it is part 4 of your database backup and recovery series. And in right video, we'll implement it practically. So let's discuss about database recovery method first. So as you can see, database recovery methods will implement in two categories. First, I have categories of MySM table, and second one, how you can do it, database recovery for point in time. So let's discuss first about this recovering your corrupt tables. What does it mean, corrupt tables? So if you are familiar with MySM engine, MySQL MySM engine, so you must have faced those kind of situations where when your data tables are crashed, I mean to say. So MySM engine is not a transaction engine. So if table corrupts when your MySQL D process is killed or crash, in the middle of write, you will have to manually repair it. So how you can repair those tables? We have now two options to repair those kind of tables if your MySM tables are corrupt. So the first one is your MySM check utility. If you can see on the screen, I am discussing about this MySM check utility. And the second one, through command, MySQL command, you can check that table and repair it. Okay. So first, let's discuss about MySM check utility. So how you can run this for table. Okay. So like suppose if you have any table that is corrupted, how you can identify that your table is corrupted. So in between you implement any command on that MySQL, like you are selecting count from that table. If that table is crashed or corrupt, it will show you that the table is corrupt. So in that case, you will have to use this utility or your MySQL command to repair that table. So the first utility is MySM check. How you can use it? The MySM check and this option. So option that there are many options to check. So first we'll discuss that these options -e for extended check and information, it will give you information and in silent mode. So for other options, you can go to your official site of MySQL and you can find lots of options are there. So for simplicity, I'm taking this EIS option, okay, and the table name. So if you see in the left window, I have checked one table that the table name is EMPL my, EMPL underscore my, okay. So how did I check it? If you can see MySM check -EIS and the physical location of your table, okay. So we'll do it practically here, okay, on the right window. So if you run this command, it will repair it and it will show you lots of, it will return lots of parameter. So what does it mean? It returns you key the key number, I mean to say the index number, the key blocks used, what percentage of key blocks are used in your recovery part, and that records, how many records are there in table, record space used, what percentage of data is data file is used, empty space, what percentage of the data file is unused, deleted blocks, how many blocks are deleted when your MySQL MySim check is running, then how many blocks are deleted, record data, how many bytes in the data file is used, deleted data, how many bytes in the data file are deleted due to corruption of the table. So these are the options, parameters you will find when you cross any table with your MySim check utility to repair a table. Okay. So lots of other utility also. I mean to say one more utility, not utility, but it's a MySQL command. Lots of other MySQL command that do a similar kind of activities like check table. When you any MySQL table is crashed, then you can check this table first. Then you can, if it is crashed, then you can repair it. And some two more commands you can see in the left window: optimize table and the analyze table. What does it mean? So optimize table, basically it returns the disk spaces to your operating system. So when you delete any record from table, it directly does not return those spaces, deleted spaces to your operating system. So when you run optimize table command, it will return the deleted spaces to your operating system. So in that case, you can use optimize table. Okay. Analyze table. So it is basically used to update your statistics so that your optimizer can get benefited. Okay. So let's check this command first practically. So like suppose I have one database. Let's see any tables are there. I can see this is table. So let's see, this table is MySim or not. So create table, sort. This is MySim table, correct? Okay, now we can see that this MySim check utility, how you can repair it. If sometimes you feel that it is crashed or corrupt, then you can repair it with this utility also. You can see the similar thing is coming, which we just discussed in our left window. Okay. So it is not corrupt or crash. It is very small table. But if you have any crashed or corrupt table in your database, you can repair it with MySim check. It will show you all the options. Okay. Now coming to the MySQL command, how you can check it. So for this, you can check table, then EMPL, then my, yeah. So the status is okay. That means this is not corrupted. And if you want to repair it, it will repair, but the status will be okay. Repair table, then table name. Okay, the status is okay. It is already, it is not corrupted, so it is already repaired. Okay, so this is a small example of database recovery methods for your corrupt MySim table. We have discussed two things: the MySim check utility and the check table command and repair command. So optimize table and analyze table we already discussed. So when you think that you have deleted so many records from this table, but the table size, physically, if you see the table size, it is same. Like if you see where leave MySQL EMPL underscore my star. Okay, the testing database. So these are three files. So if you delete some records, like if you have millions of record in this, and you feel that even after deleting so many records, the space is taking the same size, then you can use this optimized table and the table name. You will find that the space is recovered and it returned to your operating system. And better to use analyze table after this also, or if you did not use optimized table, you can use analyze table, so that your statistics of your table updated very frequently, and it will be better for your optimizer to use these statistics for optimization of your queries. Okay. Now, friends, we will discuss a very important topic, that is point in time recovery. So what does it mean, point in time recovery? Point in time, the word itself says you something. So the recovery to the point, like suppose you have a last backup a few weeks ago or last week on the Sunday, and today is like suppose Wednesday, and you have dropped some tables or you have dropped one table, then how will you recover? Using those, using that, I can say the full database with your binary log. So binary log is one of the key component to recover point in time recovery for your any database in MySQL. Okay, so let's discuss some points in binary log first, so that this will be used in your mm, point in time recovery. So binary logs, it will show you the current binary logs and their current position. Okay, these are the binary logs which are there in your database now. We have discussed this binary log part in our previous videos also. You can refer to that video also. And if you want to see the current log position only, then you can see with this command. The current log file is this and the position is this. Okay. So similarly, you can find lots of other commands. You can try it at your end. Okay. Now I'm coming to the scenario, one of the scenario of point in time recovery. If you can see the example, I'm discussing one scenario. The scenario is, suppose that around 1 o'clock, August 31st today, your an SQL statement was executed that deleted a table. Okay. You can perform a point in time recovery to restore the server up to its right before the table deletion. Okay. So how you can recover that table which was deleted, and after that also, if some commands have run after your after deleting of that table, you can also recover those tables or those records also. So we'll discuss it. Okay. So in the first, what we will do after, when you deleted or dropped any table, so to recover that, what you will do? The first step to restore your last full backup created before your point in time recovery. Like suppose I have just taken a backup, we'll see it practically also. And after that, after taking backup, I have implemented sub command, then I have dropped one table, then how we can recover that table. Okay. So in the second step, you can see find the precise binary log event position corresponding to the point in time up to which you want to restore your database. So like suppose at 1 o'clock you have dropped this. Okay. Now you will have to find that drop command in your binary log when it was dropped practically. So when it was dropped, you just take a date time on your server. Okay. And before that, you just roughly you can put some date time, sorry. Like suppose it is like 13 and I can put here 12:59. Okay. And the stop time, like the current time, you can say to up to which time you want to recover that. Okay. So this way you can see the position of your drop table. So we'll do it practically. After this, okay, apply the events in binary log. Now you will see here from the backup, start position will be from your backup because you have first restored the backup. In that backup, you will find the last position. So from that position to this position where you have find the log in this command just before you're dropping the table. This is the log position of just before you're logging the the dropping the table. Okay, from the backup this is the log position, and after that this is the log position just before you dropped the table. And from where you can find this, you will find this from this one. Okay, we'll do it practically also. And then after you will be able to implement all those binary log commands to your database. Okay, so first we will implement it till that before that drop position we will recover it, and then after the drop position, even after drop position you have implemented sub command, some queries. So after that you can also recover at database. Okay, so let's do it practically here. Now first let's suppose today is Sunday and I am taking one backup. Like suppose I have these databases and I will take a dump of all these user databases like this and this. These are the user databases. These are system databases, information, performance, MySQL and sys. So I will take backup of testing and MySM test. Okay. Put the password. Backup has been done. Let's see. Okay. Now after backup, I'm going to insert. Let me see the select star from EMPL. Okay, there are 5 values in this table. Now what I will do, I have just taken backup. In that backup, there will be only 5 records, correct? Now I am inserting one more value. This value will not be in backup because we have taken backup before this value, before inserting this. So now there are 6, but we have taken backup till 5th. Okay. Now I'm going to drop this table. Okay, I have dropped, sorry. Okay, it is already dropped. The table does not exist now. Now what I will do, I will just take a time of this when it was dropped. Like suppose it is 16:08. I will copy this here. Okay. I will suppose one more command, like I will create one more table just to ensure, just to see the records in binary log. Okay. I have created one table. Okay. Now I can see the change master to command from where I will recover after restoring the data. Because the backup was taken with master data 2. So you can see in the backup file, you can see the change master 2 command, the current log file position when you took backup, and the master log position. Okay, this is the master log position. So let me copy this so that it will be helpful when you recover it. Okay, now let me see the current position. The current position is this, and in my backup the position was 117854. Okay, now what I will do, I will start the recovery. Okay, I will see first the position before dropping the table. How you can see? So let's find out the timing, start timing, and like suppose start timing we took, like it was 16:18:6. Okay, so I'll suppose like here rather 16:8, I can keep here just for simplicity. Before that 16:7. And what is the time? Now the time is like 16:11. Okay, so now I'll put here 16:11. So the start date time and the 16 up to where you want to find that log position. Okay, now we can fire this command to see the actual position of your drop table. You can find here the drop table. Where is this? Yes, this one is your drop table command. Okay, and what is the position of this? This is the position at 118234. So let me copy this and we will go to here. Our start position will be our backup and the stop position will be your before dropping the table. And what was our start position? Start position will be our log file, this one. Okay. Okay. Now what we will do first, we'll restore the backup first. Okay. With this restore, the main table will be restored. Okay. Okay. SQL. Okay. Now the password. Cert. It is restored. Now see the table first. Select star from table from EMPL. Now you can see only 5 values have come in this table, because when we took the backup, there were only 5 records. Okay, so now more record should come there in table, because I have to recover till that point. Now I will implement this command. This is the start position of your backup file, and this is the stop position till you dropped the table, before you drop the table. So let me do this. Okay. Okay. It is there. Now I can see, yes, you can see the 6th record have come, the same name, the amount is different. Okay. Okay, so this way you can do your point in time recovery. Even after that, if you want to do recovery after that drop table command, you can also do that with just a start position. You just have to, you can see here, what was your start position of before dropping. It was this. And if you want to recover after this, after dropping the table, you can start with this position also. So I think it is helpful for you. I hope you enjoyed this video. And friends, if you have any doubt, any queries, any clarification, if you want, don't hesitate to write me. You can write us on our mail ID. You can just WhatsApp us on this number. You can enjoy all our videos on YouTube. You can go to our website if you need any support, and you can watch our LinkedIn videos, LinkedIn posts, and you can visit our Facebook also. So hope you enjoyed this series of backup and recovery. With this video, our backup and recovery series have completed. I can assure you that you are happy with this video. Please write us and give us feedback so that we can improve our upcoming videos. Thank you so much for enjoying. Bye-bye.